Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. You know, after the Helldivers 2 travesty, I thought PlayStation was doing a lot to rebuild the goodwill that they had with their audience. Goodwill is something that's very difficult to build, and it's very easy to destroy, as you saw with Helldivers 2. Now, with Helldivers 2, I think Arrowhead themselves still has a lot of goodwill with their audience, but PlayStation definitely did hurt their goodwill, and you thought that after that travesty, they would have learned a thing or two. But it looks like with Ghost of Tsushima, they are moving forward with the PSN account linking requirements. So much so, and I had brought this up in a previous video, that I did find it a little bit strange that this PSN account linking thing is a thing at all. And the fact is, remember, Helldivers 2 is an online-only game, so that being so prevalent that those regions that did not have PSN accounts, or PSN available whatsoever, and not being available for Helldivers 2, that completely destroys the game. Ghost of Tsushima, it's predominantly a single-player game. However, there is a multiplayer component to it in Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and if you want to play Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which is actually a pretty good multiplayer component, you do have to link your PSN account. They have not changed that. They are still moving forward with that. So my thought process was, in those regions where PSN is not available, you are fundamentally getting a lesser product. You're not getting the multiplayer component. You still might want to buy the game for $60 because Ghost of Tsushima and Iki Island, that expansion with the director's cut, that's enough value for you to warrant your purchase for $60. However, you were still getting a lesser product. Although, now it seems like the game is just getting pulled from those regions for sale entirely, much like the regions that had Helldivers 2 pulled. This is an email being sent out by our good friends at Green Man Gaming. Love them. They support this channel. You should support them. They've got a great Square Enix sale right now. Go check it out. They've got great deals. But they sent out emails to people that pre-ordered Ghost of Tsushima, which, by the way, 15% off for you XP members. You'll get it for $51 instead of $60. They noted, "Thank you very much for choosing to pre-purchase Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut through our store. Due to an issue beyond our control, the multiplayer modes in Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut will no longer be available to play without linking a PSN account, and unfortunately, your region is restricted from creating a PSN account. As a result, we have removed the product from our store in your region, and we will be refunding in full all customers who pre-purchase Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut from countries unable to create PSN accounts. This refund will take up to 5 to 7 days. So, they are pulling Ghost of Tsushima from Green Man Gaming, but is this going to be in totality for Steam as well? Are you going to even be able to buy this game on Steam in these various regions? Because Green Man Gaming could easily sell this game if PlayStation was going to allow it, and those codes were going to be redeemable in those regions, but they would just have to add a disclaimer, hey, PSN account linking is required for the multiplayer, you cannot play the multiplayer mode in this region. Or, I don't know, I'm sure PlayStation could figure out, discount the game in those regions, maybe sell it for $40, and I know regional pricing isn't a thing, but sell it for $40 instead of $60, and I feel like people would be still, you know, willing to buy the game. But in this case, the game is getting refunded, and I don't know what the deal is as far as this game and it being available on Steam. I believe it's still available to pre-order in those regions, but just keep in mind, if you do pre-order the game, I don't know if this is going to be one where you're just going to be refunded. If you buy it through a third-party e-tailer, it does seem like they are going to be refunding it. At least in the case of Green Man Gaming, they are refunding the game, and I don't know if this is some sort of dialogue they've had with PlayStation and they're adjusting how they're going to handle this, but this is something that absolutely needs to be looked at, and I feel like enough people aren't talking about it because everybody was so focused on Helldivers 2, and that took up the absolute news cycle in the gaming world for that period of time where everybody was talking about Helldivers 2. But I myself and many people online, at least not as many that were talking about the Helldivers 2 travesty, but a lot of us were also thinking about Ghost of Tsushima, because as much as y'all love Helldivers 2, I was like, wait a second, there's a game coming out in just like a week. At this point, it's a week from today, and that game has a multiplayer component. Sure, multiplayer may not be the heart and soul of Ghost of Tsushima like it is with Helldivers 2, but Ghost of Tsushima Legends is a fundamental component to the game that does add another layer to the Ghost of Tsushima experience, and what is going to be the deal with that? Because this is something now that PlayStation has to assess in totality with all of their games coming out, because also, not only Ghost of Tsushima, but PlayStation, even if they are pushing back from it a little bit, they are very much into this live service thing. They are releasing more live service games, and the idea of those games is that they're going to be available on PC day one. You're talking Farragame and Concord already revealed. There was a Last of Us multiplayer project in development that got canceled, or at least iced. Maybe it'll get baked into Last of Us Part 3. I don't know. There's a Horizon multiplayer game in development. Are all of these games that are going to be multiplayer oriented, are they going to require PSN account linking? Because you destroy those games in several regions and you are very much limiting access. Either get PSN working there or completely remove this because it's a hindrance to the consumer. Not everybody wants to go through using a VPN. Not everybody even wants to make a PSN account, and the funny thing is, when you talk about the reasoning given by Arrowhead for PSN account linking, one of the reasons was security, and it's always going to be comical if you bring up security in regards to PlayStation Network, because we all know PlayStation Network was one of the only networks that I can recall, as far as gaming goes, that got shut down for a month because of their lack of security. So I get it that that was 13 years ago, but at the same time, like, who else experienced something like that? Maybe it's happened in the past with some games I don't know about, or I'm not too familiar with the stories attached to them, but as far as something as well known and as far as something that I lived through, PSN got shut down for a month. I don't think Xbox Live had that. I don't think Steam's ever had that. I don't think Nintendo has ever had that. PSN is the one that had that, and they got shut down for a month. So don't give me that security stuff. And the best way for getting the goodwill of the player back is, hey, have that stuff be optional. You can even do stuff like give bells and whistles. Hey, trophies are gonna be available for your PSN account. Hey, you'll get a special PlayStation skin in your game, but make that stuff optional and people will ultimately reward you, and you're not gonna have this negative attention that, yes, Helldivers 2, they resolved the situation, but I said it when I talked about Helldivers 2 and them resolving the situation. It got resolved because people pushed back. If people didn't push back, Sony, in an ideal world, would have gone through with that. Sony, in an ideal world, wants to implement PlayStation Network functionality and this PlayStation Network layer to all of their games. I bet if they could have it in their perfect world, they would do it. So even single-player only games like a Horizon Forbidden West and a Spider-Man, it was mandatory that you link your PlayStation Network account to it. That is 100% their ideal world. I'm confident in saying that. Now you are going to have to deal with the consumer pushing back, and I don't think the PC audience is quite as similar to the PlayStation audience. Obviously, the PlayStation audience is going to be entrenched into that PlayStation ecosystem. They're going to be a lot more defensive about their favorite publisher, about their favorite company. The PC audience is kind of like their own independent thing. They're not as defensive. I mean, some people love PlayStation like me, but, you know, I'll call them out when I see nonsense like this. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Definitely an interesting story to follow, but I will catch you guys in the next one. Obviously, most of us are excited for this game from a single-player standpoint, but still something very much to be aware of. But that'll do it for me. Let me know your thoughts down below. And we'll see if this game does ultimately get pulled from Steam in those regions. But it's something that I talked about when talking about Helldivers. It just didn't get a lot of attention because nobody cares about Legends like that, but it's a good multiplayer component. But again, I'm rambling. Your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.